You know Billy Joel as the Piano Man, but off stage, he's a master of the throttle. The 7 rarest bikes in Billy Joel's collection dives into his secret world of vintage and custom motorcycles. From hand-built rarities to obscure classics, these bikes hit all the right notes for collectors and gearheads alike. Prepare to be amazed. Number 7. 1952 Vincent Rapid. Among the rarest motorcycles in Billy Joel's 20th Century Cycles collection, the 1952 Vincent Rapid Series C stands out as a mechanical masterpiece and a symbol of post-war British engineering excellence. Powered by a 998cc 50-degree V-twin OHV engine, the Rapid produces 45 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, enabling a top speed of approximately 110 miles per hour, a staggering figure for its era. The Series C featured Vincent's innovative unit construction, where the engine and gearbox formed a stressed member of the frame. Its geardraulic front fork combined girder and hydraulic suspension, while the rear used a cantilever swing arm and twin spring boxes, offering a remarkably smooth ride for the time. The bike also boasted dual Amal Type 29 carburetors, a 4-speed foot-shift transmission, and 7-inch single-leading shoe drum brakes front and rear. Billy Joel received this particular Rapid as a 60th birthday gift from his lighting designer. Rather than ride it, he displays it like a sculpture, calling it his coffee table. With fewer than 11,000 Vincents ever built, and even fewer surviving in original condition, Joel's Rapid is both a collector's dream and a tribute to timeless design. Number 6. 1978 Ducati 900 SS. The 1978 Ducati 900 Supersport, or 900 SS, is one of the most revered motorcycles in Billy Joel's collection, celebrated for its racing pedigree and mechanical purity. Powered by an 864cc air-cooled 90-degree L-twin engine, the 900 SS delivers 67 horsepower at 7,500 RPM, with a top speed of 217 kilometers per hour or 135 miles per hour. It features desmodromic valve control, a Ducati hallmark, ensuring precise valve timing without traditional springs. The engine is fed by twin 40mm Del Orto PHM carburetors, and power is transmitted through a 5-speed gearbox with a wet multi-plate clutch. The bike's Marzocchi 38mm telescopic fork and dual rear shocks provide race-bred suspension, while dual 280mm front discs and a single 229mm rear disc offer confident braking. The 1978 model was the last to retain wire-spoke wheels and a close visual link to the legendary 1972 Imola-winning 750 SS. It also introduced refinements like an improved gear shifter and optional dual seat. Billy Joel acquired his 900 SS from collector Somer Hooker, and it remains a centerpiece at 20th Century Cycles. With its blend of raw performance and minimalist beauty, the 900 SS is a visceral reminder of Ducati's golden age and a perfect fit for Joel's vintage sensibilities. Number 5. 1975 Ducati 750 Sport. The 1975 Ducati 750 Sport is a rare and evocative machine in Billy Joel's collection, embodying the raw spirit of 1970s Italian superbike engineering. Powered by a 748cc air-cooled 90-degree L-twin SOHC engine, it produces 62 horsepower at 8,200 RPM and reaches a top speed of 210 kilometers per hour or 131 miles per hour. The engine features bevel gear-driven camshafts, a hallmark of Ducati's precision engineering under Fabio Taglione's design ethos. Fuel delivery comes via twin Del Orto PHF 32A carburetors, and the bike uses a 5-speed gearbox with a wet multi-plate clutch. The chassis is a tubular steel twin down-tube frame, paired with a Siriani telescopic fork up front and Marzocchi dual shocks at the rear. Braking is handled by a single 275mm Lockheed disc up front and a 200mm drum at the rear. This model was a higher performance sibling to the 750 GT with clip-on handlebars, rear sets, and a distinctive yellow and black livery. Billy Joel's example was gifted to him for his 60th birthday alongside his Vincent Rapid and remains a centerpiece at 20th Century Cycles. With its minimalist cafe racer styling and visceral performance, the 750 Sport is a rare blend of elegance and aggression, perfectly suited to Joel's vintage aesthetic. Number 4. Moto Guzzi Ambassador and El Dorado. Billy Joel's collection proudly includes both the Moto Guzzi Ambassador and El Dorado, two iconic loop-frame cruisers that defined Italian-American touring in the early 1970s. The Ambassador, introduced in 1969, featured a 757cc air-cooled 90-degree V-twin OHV engine producing 60 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, paired with a 4-speed gearbox and shaft final drive. It was known for its rugged reliability and widely adopted by U.S. police departments. In 1972, Moto Guzzi evolved the platform into the 850 El Dorado, increasing displacement to 844cc via a longer stroke crankshaft and boosting output to 64 horsepower. The El Dorado also gained a 5-speed transmission, improved torque, and a reinforced rear drive unit. It retained the Ambassador's tubular steel loop frame, twin Del Orto 29mm carburetors, and drum brakes with a front disc added in 1974. The El Dorado's top speed was around 116 miles per hour, and it weighed approximately 580 pounds wet. Billy Joel's affinity for these bikes reflects his appreciation for durable, soulful machines. He once donated a 1974 El Dorado to the Hard Rock Cafe, underscoring its cultural value. With their police heritage, shaft drive, and bulletproof engines, these Guzzis are enduring symbols of transatlantic motorcycle design. Number 3. BSA Gold Star. The BSA Gold Star in Billy Joel's collection is a nod to one of Britain's most iconic performance motorcycles. Produced from the late 1930s through the early 1960s, the original Gold Star earned its name after racer Wow Handley lapped Brooklands at over 100 miles per hour in 1937, receiving the coveted Gold Star badge. Joel's example is likely a DBD-34 model, the most refined of the series, built between 1956 and 1963. The DBD-34 Gold Star was powered by a 499cc air-cooled single-cylinder OHV engine, producing up to 40 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. With a top speed of 110 to 115 miles per hour, phenomenal for its time. It featured a 4-speed gearbox, a MAHLE GP carburetor, and clip-on handlebars for a race-ready stance. The bike's alloy barrel and head, magneto ignition, and Clubman-style exhaust made it a favorite among privateer racers. Billy Joel's Gold Star is part of his broader appreciation for British iron, displayed at 20th Century Cycles. With its polished alloy tank, distinctive thump, and racing heritage, the Gold Star isn't just rare. It's a visceral link to the golden age of cafe racers and Isle of Man legends. A true jewel in Joel's vintage crown. Number 2. Triumph Bonavville. Billy Joel's collection includes several vintage Triumph Bonavilles, most notably the T120 650cc models from the 1960s and early 1970s, bikes that epitomize the cafe racer era and British engineering flair. The Triumph Bonaville T120, introduced in 1959, was powered by a 649cc air-cooled parallel twin OHV engine, producing 46 horsepower and 6,500 RPM and capable of reaching 110 miles per hour. It featured twin MAHLE carburetors, a 4-speed gearbox, and Lucas magneto ignition, all housed in a single down-tube steel frame with telescopic front forks and twin Girling rear shocks. The Bonaville's name pays homage to Triumph's 1956 land speed record at the Bonaville Salt Flats, and its performance made it a favorite among racers and rockers alike. Joel's affinity for these machines is both nostalgic and aesthetic. He's been gifted Bonavilles, including a 1978 model from Madison Square Garden to commemorate his final residency show. With their distinctive teardrop tanks, chrome fenders, and throaty exhaust note, vintage Bonavilles are more than motorcycles. They're cultural icons. Joel's examples, displayed at 20th Century Cycles, reflect his deep appreciation for timeless design and the rebellious spirit of 1960s motorcycling. They're not just rare, they're rock and roll on wheels. And at number 1, the Norton Commando. The Norton Commando, a staple in Billy Joel's vintage motorcycle collection, represents the pinnacle of British parallel twin engineering from the late 1960s to the mid-1970s. Produced by Norton Villiers from 1967 to 1977, the Commando was powered by a 745cc air-cooled OHV parallel twin engine, later expanded to 828cc in the 850 models, delivering 58 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and a top speed of 115 miles per hour. What set the Commando apart was its innovative isolastic frame system, which rubber-mounted the engine, gearbox, and swing arm to reduce the notorious vibration of vertical twins. This design earned it the Motorcycle News Machine of the Year award 5 years in a row from 1968 to 1972. The bike featured twin 30mm Amal concentric carburetors, a 4-speed gearbox, and drum brakes. Later models also added front discs. Dry weight hovered around 420 pounds, and it rode on 19-inch front and 18-inch rear wire spoke wheels. Billy Joel's Commando is believed to be a 750cc roadster or interstate variant, reflecting his admiration for British craftsmanship and cafe racer aesthetics. With only around 60,000 Commandos ever built, Joel's example is a rare survivor from a golden age of analog motorcycling, a visceral blend of speed, style, and soul. Billy Joel's collection strikes a perfect chord between passion and rarity, showcasing machines that are as soulful as his music. These 7 bikes highlight his deep love for craftsmanship and history. So, which one stole your heart? Share your thoughts in the comments and pass this on to fellow fans of two-wheeled treasures.